Hello everybody, good evening. It's Tuesday night, it's February 17th, 2026, and we're going to make a card tonight, and Gus is going to be here to help, as in get in the way. He'll probably climb up all over there and play with the ribbon on the wall. He hasn't bugged me at all, but when I start talking, it's his cue to participate. So, welcome. I'm glad that you are here. If this is your first time around, then hello, I am Anne Marie. So, I'm the AM of the Handmade by AM Bevel. If you would just take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you're not already, and that way you would get, and you can get the notifications on your phone that I'm going live. Like my phone just gave me, I have my phone right here, because that makes it easier for me to attempt to keep up with comments when there are people who are commenting. Sometimes I get a little too involved with my work and I forget to look up, but you know, we're always working on it. Gus, I don't need you to be climbing all over all this stuff. The room is still a disaster. It is on my list. I have my jacket on. I did not intend to keep that on, but I've been so cold. So I guess I was going to take it off before the video, and then I'm seeing myself, and I'm like, I got my jacket on. It's not like it's real cold, but I was cold, and I was like, if I put my jacket on, I'll get warm, and then I'll be okay for the video. So, ta-da, here I am. Hello, let's see, Mom. Hi, Mom. Mom's on. The big announcement today is there is going to be free shipping starting tomorrow through the 20th. So the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. Free shipping for orders $75 or more. And that would be $75 after you use any of your bonus day coupons. So if you've been hanging on to your bonus day coupons, this end of the week is going to be the time to shop and take more advantage of your bonus day coupons that you earned last month. If you don't have bonus day coupons, it's still a good deal. You'll save the 11% for shipping. Gus, get off. Come on. Come on. Come on. I gave them wet food, which usually gets them to like fall asleep or something, but whatever. The other thing still going on is the join offer. It is the $99 to start up. With that, you get $125 in product, and then you will also get the new Stampin' Positioner available soon, I guess. If you're curious about this, next week with Stamp Club projects, we'll see this in action a little bit. So, and if you already have a positioner tool, you don't need to buy another one unless you really want to. I bought it because I wanted to see what it was like. Kind of like it. It's different than the old Stamparatus, a little different than some, I have a Misty. I think I think it's easier to use. The Misty's easy to use, but this is easier to use with a little bit more versatility than the Misty. That's what my assessment of it is. So I think that's what we have. We do still have the product of the month, and I've used that, I think, last week for projects. It will be featured in projects next week. So when you're placing your orders for in your $75 order, it's going to get you free shipping. You can also pick a product of the month, and this is the product of the month for February, and you add that, it is $5. There is also another paper, and there's the great Fabulous Sayings sentiment. I think this is still available. This was the January product of the month that you can add on for $5 with your $75 order. Gus, get off. Get down. Get down. Now. Jeez. It is only one product per account. So if you've already picked up this great designer series paper, you can't get another one. If you haven't gotten any product of the month, you're going to have your pick of the litter. So this is a really cool paper. It's like watercolory. I really like it. What do they call? I think they're painted illusions. It kind of springy, a little summer twist in there, very different. Oh, Nikki's on. Hi, Nikki. Good to see you. So let's just talk about the product suite that I'm featuring tonight, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it. It is the Cute as a Bug suite. Now I will say, when I picked to use this, I did not realize currently the dies are unavailable. So put this on your wish list, okay? And you can go to the online store, and when you go to where the bundle or the suite is, you can put your email address in, and you will get an email from Stampinup when it's back in stock. Okay, that is a newer feature to the Stampinup store, which is just fantastic. And I do it myself because sometimes there's something I want and I would like to know when it's back in stock, and you get that email. So I'm going to talk about the different products of the suite. This stamp set is outside of Anne-Marie's normalness, but it really is. So this is Sweet Bugs, but the suite is Cute as a Bug, and it really is cute as a bug. This guy is my favorite, with that little leaf umbrella there. Maybe it's a girl, I don't know. But the little caterpillar is my favorite with that umbrella. And we have like this cute little flower stamp. There's this one with the little grass. We have this, I use this on one of my samples. We have a couple sentiments. We have the hello friend, love you lots, spreading joy. And then we have all of the dies. And you can see here that we have dies for these mushrooms and like the top layers on, and I can show you that because I have a sample using those. We have several little flower pieces. I have not used those yet. There's some berry, like this is like a strawberry, like a blackberry, and I don't know what that one is. And then there's little berry tops, and those are a 3-in-1 die, so you can kind of see them all here. We have dies to cut out our little ant friends, our parade of ants. We have our umbrella friend, our book reader, our little bee, the watering can, the little beetle sitting. I was on Facebook Live and I'm like, it's probably a Japanese beetle. Because I said he's my favorite, but I'm not going to like him in the summer when he shows up on my tomato plants trying to eat them. We can die cut the, Mom will know what kind of flower it is. Like a bluebell, kind of, sort of. Hey, Julie's here! Or like a lily of the valley. We have the little mushroom to die cut out, and then we have like several kind of like flower builder pieces. There's a stem, there's this here, and then there's this. This is a 3-in-1. There's a little butterfly, a snail, and a dragonfly. One of my samples, I have that. That's a great 3-in-1 die. And the berries and the little berry tops are also a 3-in-1, which is great. We even have a die that I think cuts out this little flower. I think there's a die to cut out everything on here. Nothing for the little trail. So wide variety. Part of the suite is the rickrack, the specialty rickrack, and I've used this recently on something that's so soft. It's really a great ribbon, and it's an old olive, which I think might be the #1 favorite green in the Stampin' Up! Family. My card base is old olive tonight. We have the cute bling, what are we calling these? The Ladybug Garden epoxy shapes. So these are like epoxy, so they're a little shiny, the hard plastic, so they're not squishy. So little ladybugs, and then there's like clear dots. There's like kind of a larger dot, and then there's 2 rows of kind of tiny ones. And then we have the paper. So I have a full pack, and then I had my half of the paper share, so that's kind of what I've been cutting on. But I'll try to show you the full sheets of this. This is just so cute. Like the little guys could sit on there. And then the back is the tablecloth checker. Let's see here. What's my next one? Ooh, I really like the berry. I'll call this like a berry patch. So we have blackberries, strawberries with little flowers, and there's little bees throughout this as well, and this has got a very vanilla background, and then we kind of have this fun checkery crosshatch kind of pattern. We have a cloud cover background with praying mantis with little flowers. We have a different caterpillar with a strawberry. So these images are, and the little moth butterfly is so cute too. So similar to the stamp images. So we have a couple little ants here carrying a blackberry. When probably one of them could carry that, right? Because ants can carry so much. So similar to the stamps, but they are different images. And then we kind of have a similar kind of feel. Sorry for the camera bump there. Then we have again similar images to the stamps, but different. I love the ladybug on the snail. Okay, so cute. Okay, Mom has confirmed that flower was lily. We have some little dandelion puffs, floating dandelion puffs, a monarch, the little bee with the balloon, which is kind of hilarious. I didn't notice that before. I like the little bugs down here. They're having like tea or something. I don't know. Pretty cute. It is just adorable. Oh, look, and there the ants are roasting a marshmallow. Is this one playing a guitar or ukulele? In the back of that one is a petal pink splatter. And then we have two, and there's two of each. Then we have the cut aparts, which are fantastic. So I had this half from the paper share. So great little accents for scrapbook pages or just for putting on card fronts. I used this one on, I think, did I use this one too? And then the back of this is actually really great. This is why they give us two of each sheet, just so you know, is because we see this and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love all of these. And you turn it over and you're like, this is my favorite backside of them. Why do they do that? That's why they give us two, okay? And then the final sheet, the white background sheet. And this is where the magic happens. We can die cut. These match the stamps perfectly. So if you are that person who's scared to color, one, you shouldn't be, okay? Don't be scared. But if you are, get this paper, you get the suite. I'm going to make sure, can you see all of them getting on there? We can even do the watering can. And we can do the little bunch of flower, the little grass and flowers. And there's a single flower. Can we see that one down here? Yep. And a mushroom right here. So these will die cut out, which don't we just love when Stampinup does that? Oh, there goes they all. Now I gotta put them all, I gotta put them all back on here. And so I actually, full on, I mean, when I bought this set, I did not know that was the case. I started flipping through the paper and I went, wait a minute, these look almost identical to the stamps. I go, I wonder, and I was right. So then I ended up with, and again, I was die cutting off of a half of the sheet. Again, from the paper share, you should always participate in the DSP share with me that I do with the catalog launches. So that way you can get a little bit of everything. And I will say, like, these two images here don't have dies, but I did fussy cut them. Isn't that hilarious? Like the knitting praying mantis. Like, hey, Greenie. And then this praying mantis with the flower. So I did fussy cut those out. Otherwise, and I think the ladybug with the flower. I had to fussy cut the ladybug with the flower too. So if you had the paper and you didn't have the dies, I don't think, I mean, I did two large ones and, you know, the smaller one. I didn't think it was terrible. My die slipped a little bit on the lily of the valley there, so my border, but it wasn't too bad. Now, just so you know, the ants, when they get die cut out, they become individual ants. They don't stay together. So the little stamp is all 3 of the ants. So the stamp is all 3 of them together. But when you die cut it out, you get them separate. So if you just wanted to have just the little flag ant on there, you could do that. So they're just super cute. And then you have the bee with the little watering can. I can't. It's just way too cute. Let me catch up on comments here. It is adorable. I know, it's just cute as a pug. It's so stinking cute. It really, really is. So that gets us to my demonstration, because then I do have some other samples. And with that, I am doing a sketch. How's our focus? We're going to be about this high, so we'll refocus everything. So this was the sketch for my inspiration. Do you think that I have the measurements written down that I used for you? I do. Okay. Go me. So we'll keep this kind of over here so you can see what we are working with. I have a lot of pieces. I think I used the little purple one. Oh, yes, so cute. Okay. That cat just snoring away. So I have my card base. I've chosen Old Olive, and I did emboss it with, should have wrote it down, but this embossing folder, you can pick it up. You'll find it on the website. It's great. It's, it looks like tree bark would, but, I did it this way, and my card would this way. It gives it a kind of a nice organic look, I thought. So that, maybe I should have done a little blending on it. I don't know. Oh my God, it's that cat. Alright, I have the strip here, so that's this. And this I have as 1 by 5 1/4. Again, that's the measurements I chose. You can adjust these for your crafting-tainment. Okay, then I have the little berry piece. This is 3 1/2 by 3. Is that right? It is. 3 1/2 by 3. Okay, we're with me so far. Then I have, I have 2 because I don't know which color I want to use. So this for the little banner back here is 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. And I didn't know what color. I'm leaning towards the Blackberry Bliss. I was just trying to decide because this is Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, we'll see. This little piece here is 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. So that's kind of our layout. And then I have a piece for the inside, and this will go at the bottom. I'm leaning towards the Blackberry Bliss, right? Let's see, what are we doing here? Send paper. I cannot, Mom said to take the cat out. I can't close the door, because as soon as I close the door without anybody in this house, I get, he's finally left me alone. Send paper. I don't know what the send paper comment is, Mom, on the embossed piece. Send paper on the embossed piece. I don't know, I might need some clarifying information. So we are going to assemble. So we do need to cut the banner. This always, I was going to say this makes me nervous, but no, I have this, and I don't think it's available anymore. Well, no, maybe this one is. This one I think is still available. It better be. This is like, yeah. I think like last night or the night before I thought, I was getting it confused with other ones. So this is 1/2 inch, and what I can do is do this, because I am like the worst at doing this with my scissors. For any of you who can, I can do it, but it will not be even. So kudos to you for being able to do that with your scissors and not create a complete mess. Okay, so I did good there. And we are going to stamp a sentiment, and I had the hello friend sentiment because I thought that would be, so I'm going to stamp it first, and then we can position, she's purple, so it should be Miss Caterpillar. Miss Caterpillar. And I am going to do that in the Blackberry Bliss, which is the color of the blackberries, and then my little banner strip there. Urgh. And let's see, I have used this a few times, but my Blackberry Bliss pad always seems to be like goofier than some of the others. And I think it's just like the ink formula. I'm trying to stick this over as far as I can. Should have used my mat, didn't. But that looks pretty good. We'll hang on to this because we'll do some more stamping. So we'll adhere this down. So again, my little background strip here is 1 by 5 1/4. Wow. Careful with the adhesive. It's stuck to a grid sheet. What am I doing? I'm trying to get it on the edge. Could use Tombow. I do think you could probably knock this strip down to 5 if you wanted. I'm gonna try to stick this. My instinct is to place it over here, but I'm gonna go against my instinct and place it here, which matches this a little bit better. That's why I like. I've really enjoyed challenging myself with the sketches so far this year. For the most part, doing sketches on kind of these off weeks, because it takes me out of the zone of what I want to do. This little piece of DSP, that first kind of rectangle square, it's not quite a square, 3.5 by 3 is our little berry piece. And of course you can do the same sketch with any paper that you have. And then the little banner that I've already cut, this was 1/2 by 3.5, and then I did the little snip snip there. And we're kind of like higher up on the paper. Again, instinct says put it in the middle. Sketch says put it up in the upper third. And we're not going to use that one. And this is going to go on, but I'm going to actually put Miss Caterpillar on there first with a couple three-dimensionals, I think. Now she's going to be off of the shape, which is fine. And then we're going to put this on dimensionals too. You know, give it a little oomph. A little oomph. If you're still watching, hi, thanks for being here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're not already. Look at me go. Yeah, some weeks I'm really good at telling people to do that, and some weeks I am the worst. Today's going to be a great week for that. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Just can't even help it. And I think we should put, I think the ladybugs will be a little too distracting. We do have the little bee, so I'm going to go with some of the little clear. I know it might be a little hard. I'm going to stick it kind of down here. We'll have 3. Might be hard to kind of see them, but they are there. And it's definitely like a little surprise when you see them. It's like a incognito thing. So I have very vanilla for the inside to match. So the berry background was very vanilla, so my little sentiment square was very vanilla. So we're going to do that for the inside. And then I have a little strip for the bottom to mimic the, what did I call it, the picnic cloth on the front. Helps shorten the amount that we need to write. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And since I was able to cut out the paper, I look like I'm an amazing artist. Look, I didn't color it, I just put it all together. Now, what is great about this sketch is you don't need to have this. If you had this size and you had a large sentiment, I think doing the sketch with like a large happy birthday or hello, maybe heat embossed, would be great for this sketch, and you just have that sentiment as the center. And if you did that, maybe you add in a layer that we're not seeing. We have maybe a DSP on top of the green, then the stripe, then this, and then the sentiment. So you could kind of play around. We can always add a little bit, right? We could have added a little frame here. That would have been kind of cute. Maybe a little berry burst frame, or even the old olive around this, just to like pop it out more. But I think it does pretty good. We got the Poppy Parade is kind of peeking out here on our strawberries. So we're kind of tying in all the colors. And just, you know, if you're new around here, when you buy a pack of Stampin' Up! Paper, the back has the colors. So keep this. If it's a specialty paper, it's in a cellophane bag. I don't know why. Some stuff's why the specialty goes into a cellophane, but what do I know? But what I do, this is like probably not been available. I just cut it out of the packaging and put it in my little storage pocket. So, and that's how I figured out what colors to use. Now, sometimes I am a professional, so sometimes I can look at it and I have an idea of what colors. Some days I'm just like really on it, and some days I'm like, I need to look at the back because I don't know what's going on here. So hopefully you're going to try this sketch out. So, wow, what did I do to the camera here? So my sample also has a green base, and I used the little ants and the spreading joy. So they had a little trumpet and a flag. I thought it was like they were like a little parade, and I have the little epoxy dots are on there. Oh, I didn't stamp. That's what I was going to do. I'm going to stamp the flower on the here I did every other flower. I did both. Let's do that on here real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be sad if I don't do it. Nobody reminded me. Hey, Marie, you said you were going to stamp some more. Let's just do that real quick. These little stamps, it's my ink pad. You can, I should have stamped it before I put it inside, but look at that. It's like, looks like it needs re-inked, but I don't, I'm going to have to set this one out. Maybe I should order a new one. I don't know, there's rumors. We might be getting new ink pads. I don't know if that's happening quite yet. You know, I go to Onstage in just a couple of weeks. I'm going to be in Long Beach. So that's in California. So you are going to want to make sure that I will be posting on Instagram and Facebook and all of the things. So make sure you are following me on my socials. You can find links to those in the description box. I feel like there's a stamp missing. Not just the sentiment. As I try to, you know, return everybody to their home. 1, 2, 3 sentiments. This probably just goes up here. Let me look. I think I got them all. Okay, let's check. Oh, we like the ants. Well, here's the ants. Yeah, this could be a little birthday spreading joy on your birthday. Happy birthday. Hello, friend. Happy birthday. Isn't that great? We can turn about everything into a birthday card. So a couple other samples that I made. This one, I used one of the cut-aparts. I used that mushroom. And there's the little ladybugs on them. And I did the hello friend, and I just did the little mushroom inside. So I just added, so this is a 3x5 card. So this is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 background in the, yep, colors, not in my brain today. Cajun Craze, because the mushroom's Cajun Craze. And I popped up the little Japanese beetle here with the little flower saying, "Don't worry, I'm not going to eat your stuff this summer." Yeah, whatever. So super easy. Again, that's from the cut apart paper. And I die cut these out from the paper. Let's see. Here's one also that I used the tablecloth cut apart. I stamped the sentiment right on there. I've got the little epoxies are on there. And I kind of built a little scene. So we've got the little ladybug reading underneath the, what did we call this? Lily of the Valley. And the little bee floating in to say, "What's up?" Got the little ribbon on there, just a simple tide. And I gave this one a black border. Again, the cut aparts. And then inside I stamped the Lily of the Valley. And see the background? I have the, this is tone on tone here. What color was this? Pecan pie. Should have had one right there. But again, really simple. Just had to, you know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 die cuts because that's the little daisy with the grass. And so I glued that together, and then these are all popped up on dimensionals. And then the last one, I haven't done any coloring yet, okay? Full disclosure. I did this, and this is where I want to talk. We're going to focus here so you can see. There we go. I want to talk you through this card. So notice the little butterfly and the little snail and the little dragonfly. So I used the die cuts as the embellishments. And that's this little die cut here. So it's one die, they're all 3 together, and you get those 3 shapes. And what I did is I put clear embossing powder on them to make them shiny. So then they would stand out to look more like an embellishment. Now, these mushroom dies, here's the top. Here's the top for this one. So the base I did in Very Vanilla, and then the Cajun Craze, I did the tops and then glued them together. So here's one, and I did ink. I did that on these too. So it's just got a little ink on the bottom there to create that shadow. But you can see that it's the Very Vanilla and then the Cajun Craze there on top. Right? Yeah. Okay. And here's this one. Now I probably glued these down a little too well. I was trying to get that snail to get into that slit, but those are, you can kind of tell, it is actually a slit. I think I had too much, I used Tombow, so I had a little too much glue on there. Did our little stylish shape dies. This is the back pattern of our cut aparts that we love. Again, that's why we have 2 sheets. And then down the center. And then this stamp is the little tracks. And so I just kind of did it at a diagonal. So instead of doing an embossing folder, I used that little stamp to create that texture. And then the hello is from a hello friend. So I stamped it and then I just cut the hello out. Does that make sense? Oh, I still have my scrap in here. Okay, here. I've thought about, I wanted to use this one originally, but it wouldn't work. That's from the January stamp of the month. So it was like this, and then I came through and I cut the hello out. Okay. Oh, I know, it's blurry. I'm bringing it back up. And then inside, I repeated the pattern in the Cajun Craze just in the corners of the little tracks. I guess that's kind of what I'm calling them. When I look at the samples online, they kind of use them as a grounding track piece. Come on, zoom correctly. Zoom correctly. Focus. There we go. Not zoom, focus. Okay. Okay, so this is the Cute as a Bug suite, everything that I used. The bundle would be the Sweet Bugs. And Julie, I don't think you were here at the beginning. The dies are currently unavailable. So what you can do is when you log into the website, then you can go to where the bundle is and it'll say not in stock, and you can put your email address in, and it will Stampinup will send you an email when it comes into stock. When I decided to do this, I didn't realize it was out of stock. So put it on your wish list. It's still going to be great. I even think you could do these and put a happy Easter, happy spring sentiment with this, and do your Easter cards with these. So I think it will be worth the wait. I can check to see. I did not see when they are expecting it back in. So let me look at the inventory status report here. I honestly thought it would be the epoxy shapes that would be out. But they probably knew that everybody was going to want these ladybugs. So, oh, these are actually out too. These aren't back till April 27th. Okay, that just happened. The dies say March 2nd, so you're probably not going to take advantage of free shipping with it. I'm really sorry. But you can probably understand why it's so popular, because it's adorable. So my goal is I want to try out the flowers. And what is great is if you ever get something, myself included, and you don't know what it is, go to the website and see the sample cards they have, especially with the sweets. And I do think this was actually in the mini catalog too. Let me find that. They have a lot of good samples, and if you're on your smartphone or on a touch screen, you can zoom in, which is always really nice to be able to do that, especially if you're trying to figure out what to do with the little butterfly snail die. You're like, what is this? Oh, look, the catalog even, this is page 44 in the mini catalog. Catalog even shows you that they die cut out. I love this for jam, and they've even got the DSP on top of the lids. And if you're new around here and you don't know, I've been doing that for a while now. And I like the little silverware holder. It's pretty cute. Where did I see that? So I saw the little, I know, it's blurry. I'm sorry. I have low technology right here. So I saw the little snail being in that mushroom on the online one. I could zoom in and I was like, oh, it's really tucked in there. And here we can kind of see some of the flower dies, which are adorable. I love, they've put some little ink there on it. So use your resources. We could go a little crazy sometimes trying to find maybe another demonstrator that's done some samples or something, when a lot of the time Stampin' Up! Does usually a pretty good job of having some samples out there. Now I hadn't looked in the catalog in a while. Now I'm just... I love the little bookmark. They got the mushroom and they got the little... They had to fussy cut him out from one of the other sheets, and he's like a fat worm reading a book. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I hope you guys don't get sick of seeing this set, because I have a feeling we're not done. I'm not done using this in videos. I actually picked this up thinking I would make, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have one like regular uploaded video, and it's a mini album. And I bought the whole paper pack thinking I would make a baby book with the paper pack. I'm waiting to hear if the baby book is needed yet. So there was chances that we're going to need a baby book. And I thought the little bug paper would be super cute in one of my little 6x I guess they're kind of 6x6. I think so. I haven't made one in a couple of years. And I have to, full stop, when I make those books, and I can show you an old one. This is what I'm talking about. So it's this with the bug paper. And so there is a full tutorial on my page, in YouTube, for this mini album. But this in baby book, I must go this way, with that bug paper for a baby album, I think is a really great idea. And doing this does take pretty much a whole pack. This takes pretty much a whole pack of designer series paper. As you can see, I do a really good job of using these. I like looking at them. Does that count? So, let's see. I'm ordering the bundled mushrooms. Lots of mushroom stamps. Bundled mushrooms. I don't know what that is. Mushrooms. Is that somewhere else? Do we have another mushroom stamp set? Possible. There is a mushroom stamp. Terrific toadstools? Is that what you're talking about? I know, I'm really sorry, everybody, that I am showing this, and there's free shipping starting tomorrow, and you really can't get it. You could go ahead and get the paper and the ribbon. Don't buy just the stamp set. Wait for the bundle so you save the 10%. There's some other cute stuff, too. I got hair falling out of my head here. Okay. So, we'll just run through. They're just so cute. I really am happy on how this one turned out. So, that's why it's fun. Play with your dies. Because I wanted to assemble the mushrooms myself. But I also want to make a card with it without using the main images. Because we see this and we're like, oh, we got to put a bug on it. No, you don't. Because this could easily have been... with the mushrooms, masculine, remove probably the butterflies and stuff, but easily could be masculine. So I want to play with the flowers, I want to play with the berries, and then I'll probably get myself to do a little blend coloring on because what is nice, with watercolor pencils or with blends, these are not complicated images to color. You wouldn't even have to do a lot of fancy blending, I think, doing this. Oh, the peach. Yeah, I know. How old is that peach deal? That was probably as old as what the video from 2-3 years ago that is on my page. And it's fancy edited because Wiley edited that video. It's like my only traditional YouTube video, and Wiley put music to it and would speed it up and do things. And when I've made the album other times, I watch myself make it because there's no way, because it's not complicated, but to get all the measurements and everything, there's no way I could remember that. So I always just go to my own video. That's why I'm not on Facebook anymore for my live videos, because they delete after 30 days. And that's why we're on YouTube now, because the lives save and they stay, because I go back to my own videos to be like, what did I do? What were the measurements? What was that? I can't quite remember. And that's why we are here. And I appreciate that you're being here. So take advantage of the free shipping. Starts tomorrow, $75 or more will get you free shipping. That will also qualify you for the product of the month. So once again, the February product of this month is this really fun paper, and you can get that for $5. There's also the sentiment stamp set, and there's another pack of DSP from December. So February has been our third product of the month. I've kind of liked it. I don't know, it's me. And you don't have to get it if you don't like any of them. So it's just kind of a little extra reward. Plus you're still earning your Stampin' rewards no matter what, which is great. So I will be back next Tuesday. I'm going to share Stamp Club projects. There will be one set featured that is coming out next month, which actually you've seen it because it was the set that was in the virtual card making workshop. So I'm going to have a project with that bundle as well as another bundle that is it in the catalog or online? I don't know, a bundle that I have not shown yet from a friend of mine from my accountability group had sent me a card. I was like, oh, this is a really cute card. I was like, thank you. I'm going to use this for my stamp club. So we're going to have kind of they're both kind of like thinking of you hello cards. That's probably what's in common about them. Otherwise, they're kind of opposite. And we'll be using the February product of the month that really, what did I call it? Painted Illusions DSP. We'll be using that as well. Again, so thank you all for being here. One last reminder to please like this video, subscribe if you're not already. Make sure to follow me over on my Facebook page and Instagram. I did post on Valentine's Day all those Valentine cards I made. So thank you everybody for all of the likes and hearts and thumbs up on that. I am creating a stack in the photo box. You can't see it, but it's over there. These are going to go in the stack so I can load up some pictures. Trying to get geared up for on stage. I have to make my swaps. I need to the paper pumpkin thing. If you got the paper pumpkin error and you got the email, I asked again today. They said it was more difficult the issue than they thought it was initially. If they don't have anything figured out by the 20th, then they're going to do something different. And I'm like, so I'm going to on stage, and they tell us that if we want to, we can make an alternative from the February paper pumpkin kit to display at on stage so everybody can see it. And I've done that for however many years. And I'm like, I need the paper pumpkin kit to be able to make the alternative sample to put up on the board to share with everybody. I'd really like to do that. So hopefully my paper pumpkin kit shows up with like a week at least before on stage, so I can try to come up with an alternate card to share on the board, because I always like doing that. I don't make alternates usually on my own because I just like to put them together. I'm getting over it. But they are working on it still. If you did not get I think half of my customers actually got billed and shipped out, and half did not get billed. And I'm assuming you got the error like I did. So we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for being here. And just as a reminder, mail a card out. For less than $1, you can send a smile. We complain, oh, postage is so expensive, but everything is expensive. And really, what can you do? How can you give somebody a smile for less than $1? Right? Put the stamp on there, mail the card. It's, that's way cheaper than a coffee, way cheaper than a cookie. Send the card. We have plenty of them. We do. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.